as you can see, some of the pieces are not cut exactly square or rectangular. Some of the top pieces are going to be a little bit smaller or bigger than the bottom pieces. That's all right. This is something called a rag quilt, and it's very, very forgiving. So don't beat yourself up if your line isn't straight or if things don't match up perfectly. So all the batting pieces are smaller than the quilt pieces. So this one's my bottom, this one's my top, and this is the batting. So you can see the batting is much smaller than the size of the square that it belongs to. And it's not a perfect square, but it just doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm sandwiching the bottom piece with the fabric down so that once it's sewn together, we still see it. And the top square facing up. So once it's sewn together, once again, no matter which way we flip it, there's a pretty side to look at. And then we're just gonna sew from this corner, straight line to this corner, and then cut our thread, and then do this corner, whoa, to that corner. So let's do it. I'm gonna lower my chair a little. Straighten my camera. Okay. Sorry, adjusting my thing. Okay, ready. And if you hold on to the point, it's easier to do a straight line. You can kind of guide it towards the middle of that presser foot. And then stop, cut the thread. I'm going to sew on the back side. It doesn't matter if you sew on the front side or the back side. I just want to make sure when you make a sandwich, there's a top one and a bottom one that belong on the top or bottom. So I'm going to sew this next corner to corner. And that is it for this square. So this is the top. This is the bottom. My X isn't even centered, but it just isn't gonna matter. Okay, I'm gonna do the 9x9. Here's my top. Here's my batting. See, this batting is like way bigger than the other batting was on the square, but just center it. No matter what its size, just center it. And this is my bottom piece, which is on top, but it just doesn't matter as long as I have a top piece and a bottom piece. Oh, sorry, camera. Okay, so now they're sandwiched together. Facing out, batting, facing out as far as like we're able to see them both. Okay, I'm gonna sew this. Is this a good example of, well, see, I don't even have it lined up that well. But it wouldn't be the end of the world. And they aren't cut exactly the same size, but as long as everything is just kind of centered, sandwich centered on each other, it should be fine. Okay, that's the 9x9. Done. Done. And then this one is your 6x18. So you've got your bottom piece and your batting. This one's kind of long and wide just up at the top, so I'm just going to trim this so it's not as close to the edges and cut some off here. You shouldn't need to do a whole lot of that, but and that way I can center it and it's not going, because we want these edges clear of the batting, because with a rag quilt, once all the pieces are sewn together, we snip these and it becomes all frayed and soft and cuddly. Okay, this is the top piece, sandwiched. And this one's a little bit different just because it's a rectangle, not a square. But once again, if you get it started, where's mine? Okay. If you hold that opposite corner, and just go aim it towards the middle of that presser foot, you should have a pretty straight line. Okay, put it, and then we'll do the other corner. Sorry. Aiming my left thumb towards, oh, look at that. There. And okay, here's something that can happen. It's gonna like sew and then bunch up. So if you just kind of flatten it out until you get past the X of the two threads, you won't have the bump. If you end up with a bump, like I said before, it's totally fine. Okay. So this is the finished, sorry guys, make you car sick or motion sick, the other finished one. So that's your guys' job, is to sew those 3 different shapes together. And then you'll just be giving them back to me, you know, like in a pile, and I will sew them together. Have fun. If you need any help, give me a call or a text or a Zoom or a email. And most likely, if you have somebody at home who sews, they can help you too. And that's about it. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be great. I think the friends are really going to feel loved. So, yay. Okay, talk to y'all later.